Hi, so today I'm going to be doing a high school slash freshman advice video. So I think I'm qualified to give my advice to freshmen because I'm an incoming sophomore. I know that these videos are generally done by upperclassmen or people who have already graduated high school, but because it's so fresh in my mind, I thought that it would be a good idea for me to give advice to those little teeny tiny freshmen. I know, it's weird for me to say that, but I'm in like the older, you know how like you're like my grade is like 1998, 1999, and like the grade below is 1999 and 2000. The grade below that is 2000 and 2001. Like each grade has 2 years in which the students were born. So I'm like in the older section. Like I'm one of the older kids in my grade. So I don't know. I feel I'm like 2 years older than the incoming freshmen. So I feel like I'm a lot older than them because like you're very mature coming into high school. But anyways, so I have my little notes here and I'm just going to give my advice. So number one, I did this and I know this is super embarrassing, but I walked around with a map. My older sister went to that same high school and she literally, her and her friends who were like in college like drew me a map and I was literally like walking around with a map and like these upperclassmen were just laughing at me. Do not walk around with a map. Like, it's more embarrassing to walk around with a map than to ask for directions. Like, just ask for directions, especially from, like, girls who, like, I don't know. I think that many girls are more approachable. Go to someone who looks approachable and, like, ask. Or if, like my old school had something called link crew leaders where seniors would pair up with freshmen and they would be, like, their, like, little, like, mentors or whatever. Or you could, on the first day of school in my old school, like if you were in leadership class, you wore your leadership t-shirt. So if you see someone with like a leadership t-shirt, obviously they're like out there to help you. So if you want to ask them for directions or ask a teacher, like teachers will not like hesitate to help you. They will show you where to go and they will help you. And like a lot of times like on your first like month of high school, it seems like humongous, but it's really small. You just gotta know your way. And then soon you will find like little shortcuts and all that stuff. But anyways, yeah, so do not walk around with a map. I know that's like not something that a lot of freshmen do, but don't use a map, I swear. So the next thing is don't tell people that you're a freshman. I mean, like, you don't want to hide it from people, and if they ask you a freshman, don't say, no, I'm a sophomore, duh. But, you know, don't, like, just say, like, hi, my name is, like, blah, 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 I'm a freshman. Like, don't, use that, like, to introduce you. Like, don't tell people you're a freshman unless they ask you, because then they just, like, if you're an upperclassman, in their brain, they automatically, like, lower you down, because, like, I don't know, it's just a thing that they do, because, like, all of my best friends from my freshman year were all in the junior class. I don't know why, but it just happened to be that I made friends with juniors, and I don't know how, and I don't know why. It just happened. But just don't go out and tell people you're a freshman. Like, don't be like at my school, or like just don't like go up and to people and tell them you're a freshman, or like whatever. If like a teacher, if you're like in a class that's like multi grades and the teacher says raise your hand if you're a ninth grader, raise your hand if you're a 10th grader, raise your hand if you're ninth grade, but don't just like okay, you guys get my point. I'm just rambling, but don't go out and tell people you're a freshman. Don't bother upperclassmen, especially like boys and jocks or whatever. Just like don't be like, ha, I'm a freshman and I'm annoying you, or like don't like specifically annoy upperclassmen, because like it's not like I don't know how it is in other schools, but in my school they would like not really they'd make fun of certain freshmen, upperclassmen, but they wouldn't like can anyone or anything like that. Like they're pretty nice to the freshmen compared to a lot of other stories I've heard from other schools. But yeah, just don't get anyone on your bad side at all, like your upperclassmen, because like they could like just don't. That's all I'm gonna say. Figure out who are good people and get them on your good side. I'm not talking about like students specifically. I'm talking about like people who work at your school or resources at your school, like people in administration and people like certain teachers that have like more power than others. Because if you get good teachers and good administrators and people like that on your good side, you're really like on a good track for high school. Because like I had one of my counselors and then like this teacher at my school who had like a lot of power, and they had actually like helped me so much. Like my like English teacher from 8th grade did not like me at all, and I got that teacher that liked me, who was actually a math teacher, and she overrode the counseling department and she had me put in advanced English class because I'm good at English, and she was really nice. So if you get the people that you need to have on your side, it's really helpful and it's really good to have those resources, but make sure you can identify who those people are and really get them on your good side and go above and beyond to show them that you're worth it and you're there. Um, Make good relationships with your teachers, because just because you have them for 9th grade and you won't have them for 10th, 11th, or 12th, or so on and so on, or they're a senior teacher, you might have them when you're a senior, and just because you don't have them anymore doesn't mean you're not going to see them. And just so you know, teachers talk about students all the time. They just do. I mean, it's not always like necessarily negative, but they talk about students all the time. So like, you really like just don't be rude to any teacher, even if you hate them so much. If you have a teacher on your bad side, it can really like if you're like on the bubble, like if you have an 89.9% and you need a 91.0% to get to an A- from B+, which makes a significant impact in your GPA. If they think, hey, is this a good student? Are they nice to me? Are they frequently turning in their homework? Is this a student that cares? No. So we're just going to leave them with the 88.8 or whatever. And then if they think, oh, this is a good student, they really are nice to me, they're genuine, they don't lie, they turn in their homework, blah, 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 they're really on my good side, I'm going to give them that extra 2 points and get them over the top to get to that A-. So yeah, it just makes a really significant impact, and it's really good to have teachers on your good side for the other reason, like I said, that it's just helpful to have those resources. But the next thing is, okay, so I didn't really know this. If I didn't have an older sister, I wouldn't have known this going into my freshman year, but every single year of high school counts. If you plan on going to a 4-year university or whatever, every single year counts. Actually, what they do, a lot of the universities my older sister had applied to, they took her GPA from every year and actually averaged it. So if you get a 2.0 one year, which is like, I think, like, not in California, it's the minimum GPA you're allowed to have if you actually want to play sports, but and then the next year you get a 4.0, then it averages to a 3.0. So like, it really just like, you really got to go above and beyond every year, and colleges do understand that you're still adjusting to high school and stuff, but like, you cannot get straight F's your freshman year. Like, maybe you can have one grade that's under a C, but really, you gotta keep it up if you want to go to a university. I recommend that you really spend time in your freshman year, because freshman year is one of the easiest years of high school to really find yourself and figure out what you want to do in college or like after post high school, because if you don't think about it now, junior year is going to come right around the corner and hit you in the head, and you're just going to be like, what the hell do I want to do with my life? And it's going to be extremely stressful. Most people say that junior year is their most stressful year of high school, and I would highly agree. Even though I haven't done my junior year, I really understand why, because you have SAT prep and you have probably your hardest classes. That's the year the colleges look at, so you need the best grades that year, and it's just like really stressful. So I recommend you find yourself in your freshman and sophomore year, especially freshman year, because sophomore year you're starting to run out of time. So yeah, the next thing is, don't get caught up in drama. Like, don't, like, okay, so a lot of freshmen think that they're gonna be best friends with their best friends from middle school. No, your friend group is most likely gonna change, and if it doesn't, that's very odd. So I'm just saying, like, watch out. Like, your friend group is most likely gonna change, and don't think that you're gonna like be best friends. But a lot of times those like friend breakup things like involve a lot of drama, so I would just recommend to stay out of it, and literally just like, my freshman year, I actually like had a different friend group for first and second semester. For first semester, I was friends with a group of freshmen, and second semester, I was friends with a group of juniors, and I'm still like friends with that group of juniors, or I guess now seniors. But these people were just like, I feel like they were very manipulative to me, and so pretty much some drama went down, and I just like refused to like get involved with it, and it was like actually very hard for me, and like they were all kind of against me afterwards, but I just stopped talking to them. It was really hard at first, but I just like cut them all out because I did not want drama in my life, and I literally just cut them off, and I said, no, that's not okay, I don't want drama. So I highly recommend, if it's possible, to totally stay out of drama, just stay out of everything. And a lot of drama is started from gossip, so highly recommend, do not gossip. Like, I know, like, most people gossip, but try and stay out of it. The only people I really gossip with is my sister, but I don't know. My sister doesn't go to my school, so it's not like she's gonna tell anyone, so yeah, but I highly recommend not to gossip with people who go to your school. The next thing is not to think you're better than anyone else. Don't think that you're worth anyone else. I mean, so also just pretty much just wrap up what I'm saying is like, don't act like you're more deserving of anything than anyone else. Don't like think that you're better. Don't say like don't brag about anything. Be very humble. But the best thing is just like, don't act like you're worth it. Prove to people that you're worth it. Prove to people that you can go above and beyond, and challenge yourself as much as you can, and just do everything that you can. And yeah, so I just have one more tip, and my last tip is to stay involved in high school. Join clubs, sports, anything like that. Go to basketball games, anything like that. And yeah, so I think to really stay involved is really gonna help. There was no clubs at my school, which like really interests me, so I started my own club freshman year, and I didn't have any friends at the time, and it was really depressing. But I started a club, and it was a DIY club, and it was amazing, and I enjoyed it so much. And my current favorite teacher, Miss Hager, if you're watching this, Miss Hager, I love you, you're the best teacher ever. But I had Miss Hager. She was my club advisor, and I love Miss Hager. She's like the best teacher ever in the DIY, and just like amazing people in it, and we just had such a great time in DIY club, and I loved it. So get involved. So that was my freshman advice video. I hope it wasn't too long, but I hope you enjoyed my freshman advice video. So let me know if you have any other video requests, ideas to help improve my videos, anything like that. So thanks for watching. Bye!